The Essential TEFL Survival Guide. Lesson 4. Teaching Vocabulary. Teaching new words. So here are some techniques for teaching new words to your classes. There are many different techniques out there, and I'm sure you can think of a few yourself, so try to think of a couple before you look at my list. Say and write. This is your standard practice technique for presenting new vocabulary to your classes. This, along with say and repeat via drills, will be the most commonly used teaching method for teaching new vocabulary. You need to remember when drilling with your class that you have to vary your drills to keep them interesting and interactive. You need to do individual drills, cold calling drills, group drills, pair drills. Keep it varied and mixed so you keep the focus of the class. Translate. This is not something I would do with every class, but certainly the older levels very much enjoy getting Google Translate out and finding the meaning of the word in their own language. You can make this an activity or a game, have a time limit, or even make it a competition to see who can do it first, or maybe write the meaning down on the board. Draw. This is very good for visual learners. You can incorporate this with your flashcards as well. Maybe you can get the students to create your flashcards. If they're easy words such as verbs or adjectives, you can get them to draw pictures in their book or pictures on the board for everybody to see. Give examples. This is a technique where you can relate the vocabulary to the students' own lives and therefore make them more interested in the actual vocabulary. For example, if the vocabulary is school, you can ask them, what do you do at school? What do you like about school? What's your favourite subject at school? Therefore, reinforcing the meaning and making it relatable to their own lives. Ask questions. We will look at this later in the lesson, but this is a really nice technique where you can incorporate student-student interaction and teacher-student interaction and student-teacher interaction. Mind map and associations. Again, this is something we will look at later in this lesson, but this is a really nice technique for getting children involved with the vocabulary and making them see that the vocabulary has other meanings out with itself. Okay, so we've looked at some techniques, and did you think of any of your own? Now, what I want to ask you is, which one of these techniques do you think is the most useful? So there's not a perfect answer here. Each one of these techniques can be useful in the right circumstance. It depends on the class, the level, and the type of vocabulary and so on. For example, older levels will quite enjoy finding translations for some of these words, and they'll be able to provide higher level examples in English. Visual learners will get most benefit from flashcards or drawing pictures on the board or looking at pictures on the computer screen. You have to decide what is appropriate for your class. What you need to bear in mind though is some of these methods are your go-to techniques as a teacher, such as writing on the board, drilling, groups, individuals. These are some of the things that you will be using the majority of the time when you're teaching vocabulary.